The Cursed Pregnancy. In the village of Agbagana, there lived a woman named Nneamaka. For 9 long years, not 9 months, Nneamaka remained pregnant. The villagers mocked and bullied her endlessly. Her stomach was unusually large and heavy, and each day became more exhausting than the last. One afternoon, out of desperation, she decided to visit a native doctor in a neighboring village. This man was well known across Agbagana and Umuna. He was an old man who had served the gods for nearly 60 years. As soon as Nneamaka began to speak, the native doctor raised his hand and stopped her. "Woman," he said, "I already know why you are here. The child you have carried for 9 years is not cursed. Your late husband is the cause of your suffering." Nneamaka froze in shock. "You must go to his grave," the old man continued, "and plead with his spirit. He is not resting in peace." He paused briefly before speaking again. "Before your husband Obinna died, he made a vow that if he did not live to see his child, you would suffer. You would not give birth like other women. He believed his death came from the struggles he endured while trying to provide for you and your unborn child." The old man handed her a bead. "Go to his grave tomorrow evening. Place this bead there and ask for his forgiveness." The next evening, as the sun disappeared and the stars filled the sky, Nneamaka went to her husband's grave. She knelt down, crying deeply. With trembling hands, she placed the bead on the grave. Suddenly, a cold wind blew. Then, a voice, "Nneamaka, my beautiful wife." She looked up in fear as the spirit of her husband appeared before her. "Stop crying," he said gently. "I have forgiven you. I was angry and in pain, and that is why I placed this burden on you." Tears rolled down her face. "You are now free," he continued. "Go and give birth to our child. Name him after me, Obinna. He will be a son." And just like that, the spirit vanished. 2 weeks later, Nneamaka gave birth to a baby boy. The child looked normal, healthy even, but as she held him, her face hardened. "This child brought me nothing but pain," she whispered, "and I will return that pain." From that moment, she placed a curse on her own son. At the age of 7, Obinna began to show strange signs. One afternoon, while walking through the village square, his body seemed to glow. The villagers were terrified. "That is the cursed child," some whispered. "He has been different since birth," others said. Years passed. At 25, Obinna had grown into an incredibly handsome young man. His presence alone turned heads. No woman could pass him without looking back twice. Even the princess had her eyes on him. One day, he walked to the stream. The way he moved was almost unnatural, like the spirit of the land recognized him. The maidens at the stream gathered around him, each trying to win his attention. "Obinna," one said boldly, "you are the most handsome man in this village, even in the world." The others began arguing among themselves. "He is mine." "No, he belongs to me." Obinna simply smiled. "Beautiful maidens of Agbagana, I greet you all." But not everyone was happy. The men of the village grew bitter and angry. "My wife no longer listens to me because of him," one complained. "All the women chase after him," another said. "This must stop." 3 men, Ikene, Ojemba, and Emeka, decided to act. "We cannot sit and watch this continue," Ikene said. "We must bring him down." Ojemba hesitated. "Obinna is not ordinary. There has always been something different about him." But Emeka agreed with Ikene. "No matter what, we will stop him." They began to follow Obinna in secret. One day, they saw him enter the princess's chamber, That was the final straw. "This is too much," one of them said angrily. "We must act now." They later went to consult the same native doctor, but the old man warned them. "That young man is protected by his late father. If you try to harm him, you will face terrible consequences." But they refused to listen. One afternoon, as Obinna walked home from the farm, the three men lay in wait. They attacked him unexpectedly. Obinna fell. That same night, they secretly buried him. But what they did not know was that this was the moment they crossed into something far more dangerous than they could ever imagine. Watch out for part 2.